in the 80s,
but
sort of building a dream on nothing.
But like, I think for people that are from Ireland, they understand. Like, Sing Street was probably more South Dublin, whereas like the Commitments was like fucking Northern Dublin.
Yeah.
And like they're older as well. Like,
which for anyone outside of Ireland, North Dublin would be the harsher side of Dublin.
Yeah, a bit rougher, a bit more working
class. Yeah. I wouldn't say rougher.
It fucking was.
Well, it would have been like, when you look back at, like, you should go off and look at the Commitments, because you look at it and you kind of go, fucking hell, I forgot Ireland was like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, horses on the streets, and kind of like, there's one bit with bringing a fucking horse up in an elevator and a council estate stuff.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, sure. Like, he had a lot of places, but it's the Commitments, because it's about a fella, he like fancies himself as being like a music manager.
Producer, yeah.
And so he puts together a band, people from around, that they call themselves, because he thinks like, oh well, soul music is like that the Irish are the blacks of Europe at the time. So it's like following the band being set up and then the eventual breakup, because it was what used to happen in Ireland as well. And it was always this thing where you'd have bands that pop up in Ireland. I knew fellas that they fucking started bands off. All of a sudden they were like due to be the next big thing. They were going to be signed by this record label. This and that was going to happen, and they'd break up. Like, they
just get mildly successful, and just as they're about to hit the big time, something would happen, and they'd fucking.
And that's what this is about. And it's like, it's really, really funny. Like, I think the Commitments won Oscars and stuff. Like the soundtrack ended up being fucking massive, because it was like a bunch of Irish white people doing.
Soul music.
Yeah, soul music, yeah.
Pretty much,
and it really, really fit. And it fit the whole thing with, because, like, I mean, African Americans and Irish people have an awful lot in common with stuff. Like, and they were kind of like, there was for a long time over in America. So why you have, like, Ice Cube is called Oh Fucking Shay. And, like, it's because basically when a lot of the lads got kind of released from slavery, or they got out of it and stuff, they like most white people, they're the only white people that bother were Irish, and that's why they adopted a lot of Irish people.
I actually remember seeing a thing where it was like Ice Cube was on the Graham Norton show, and Graham was like going, which is for anyone outside of England or Ireland would be like just a talk show in England. But he's going, so you must have Irish in your past, and like Ice Cube's going, the fuck, no I don't. It's like, well, your name O'Shea, and Kevin Hart's just like, no, like black people just are like, I like that name, I'm taking it.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm adopting this name.
It was,
I'm
but it was
naming
like
myself.
no one else, like, because the Irish and the blacks used to live in the same quarters with each other.
Yeah,
and
pretty
stuff,
much.
and they
just
mix with each other a lot. It's the same over in fucking England for a long time. There's a thing: no blacks, no Irish.
No dogs,
no blacks, no Irish.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it is the thing. Like, Irish people and African Americans have an awful lot in common. Whereas probably after being lost over the years, I know it's stuff, but shared history with things. But like, the Commitments kind of like does that, and especially was at a time when
this
like
was
Ireland wouldn't be as being as
phenomenon
racially diverse.
Yeah.
It was just like, because no one wanted to fucking live here.
No one wanted to come to Ireland. Everyone was leaving Ireland
impoverished
at the time.
fucking shit.
Sure, as I said, I haven't seen Commitments, but they actually bring that up in Sing Street, where like they're going, it's like, let's talk to the coloured lad, as they say in the movie, and it's like, which coloured lad? It's like, there's only one coloured lad in our school.
Like one in the whole place.
That's a lot when they call around to the house and the mother answers the door and they're like, oh, does a coloured lad live here? Oh no, you have it's the next fucking she was like, are you fucking stupid?
and then they go in and talk to him and they're like, why do you sound like you're from Dublin? He's like, because I'm from Dublin.
Yeah. I know that we've kind of moved on a bit, but just my last little point was, I really liked the part in Sing Street where, like, the bully, we actually liked him towards the end, in a sense.
Yeah, they did a good job of kind of redeeming him, because he was like just getting fucking hammered.
Yeah, he was.
Quite, obviously kind of like repressed homosexual, kind of like
But and funnily enough, actually, there's parallels between his character in Sing Street and there's a character very like him in The Commitments as well. It's always this misunderstood tough guy.
His father was in The Commitments.
Yeah.
His father was like one of them. There's a lot of it. Like, you should really go off and look at it. You love The Commitments.
But there's a character.
I'm sure we will.
Almost exactly.
Didn't get a chance just yet.
Yeah. I know, that's the thing, is trying to do it with, it's just getting the time to actually look at, sing 2 or 3 hours and all the rest into it. But there's a character almost exactly the same in The Commitments. It's like this Miko. It's like this real tough guy.
It's the security.
He's an absolute fucking dickhead. He's a psycho, just going around beating the snot out of everybody. And they kind of went, all right, we know you're a fucking psychopath.
But you're our psycho.
Will you just please come along and will you be our bouncer? Will you stand at the gates and will you just stop any hassle and all that? He's like, yeah, sure, fucking brilliant lad, yeah. And he turns into like this really sort of hard to goal type of person. person, so it's exactly the same.
Well, that was like a Dublin kind of, an Irish thing, isn't it, as well?
Absolutely.
What did you think, Mark, actually looking at Sing Street? Would it remind you of kind of like school that we went to?
There would be parallels, but it was like I think it was like they turned it up a notch where it was kind of very kind of supposed to be like this desolate place. Like there was like definitely parallels, but I think they kind of hammed up a little bit in some aspects. In some aspects, no, it's exactly the same. Like
with the brothers hammering the shit out of people and like fights going on, and the teacher is watching it.
Yeah, or the scene in the toilet where the toilets are just like absolute shitholes, or like the priests or the brothers being, it's like, oh no, they're not black shoes. It's like they're still fucking shoes. I was like, or in our school, like, you had to wear a uniform as well, but like, it was like, yeah, those pants aren't acceptable. So, like, why, they're great. Like, yeah, but they don't have a small little tag with the
that
logo
no one can
on
see.
It.
Yeah, they're not the specific grade that the school
that you can
has
buy from
designated.
just the one.
Yeah. But yeah, there was definitely parallels. But like, it like, there's some things like you look at that and you're like, yeah. I remember hearing it like off like older people for so long when I was in secondary school. It's like, oh, those would be the best days of your life. I'm like, they fucking weren't.
No, they're the worst days of my life.
I know. Well, that's the thing. I mean, like, I think people look back on it fondly because sometimes people, when they grow to be adults, they kind of go, oh no, I don't really like this at all. But I mean, kids have no agency whatsoever. They're told what to do. They're fucking... They've no freedom to do anything whatsoever. They're going into school. The teachers are assholes to them. Other kids are probably bullying them. They go home. They're getting told what to do by their parents. How is that the best days of your life? You're just sitting around waiting until you get out and you can be free.
I
don't know. In fairness, I had a great time in school. I mean, like, I was on every sports team that was going. I was on every fucking stupid debate team and quiz team that was going. I had a great time in school and all the rest. Like, I mean, my parents were fairly relaxed about everything. They let me go out to, clubs and pubs and gigs and stuff like that. So I can't complain
it wasn't
about
good, but I'm saying a lot of people
but
like
I just
had this
couldn't wait
mentality
to
of going,
I could grow up and get out.
The best years,
leave. Yeah, that I don't agree with.
No. I was quite happy once I turned 18 and headed off to uni, because I was kind of like, now I can finally do what the fuck I want and no one can tell me what to do. Granted, I was broke as shit, so I was like, no one can tell me what to do, but I can't do it because I've got no money now. Woohoo!
But sure, that's that.
Oh well.
What's on special in the off license tonight? Oh, that's what I'm having.
Dutch gold again.
But literally, that was it. I used to have a certain amount of money to spend, and I was kind of like, right, do I buy a bag of pasta to eat for the week, or do I buy 6 cans of like fucking White Lightning or something like that? And I was like, 6 cans of White Lightning, fine, I'll starve.
But they kind of like, say, going away from the whole kind of like Sing Street music. Remember we were doing the whole Danzig episode?
Yes, I
went
do.
off and there's a comic out there called Glenn and Henry. Or Henry and Glenn, where it's like, or Henry and Glenn forever, where it basically, it's a comic about the two of them, where it's like, it's kind of insinuated that they're lovers, they're living with each other.
They're living in the same house. The ambiguously gay duo.
But I went off and got it because I was just like, fuck off, they get like, there's a collected edition of it, and it's hilarious.
I must have done read it myself,
brilliant.
actually. It looks awesome.
Have
you read through much of it yet?
No, I read the first part and then kind of like forgot because I've been busy since like this week. I just keep forgetting fucking things. But it is, from what I read about it, was like Metallica are in it, and Hall and Oates are their neighbours who are Satanists. They're like sacrificing people and stuff. But it's very fun. I think at some stage we'll have to do an episode on Henry Rollins. No, that's sure. You can do an episode on like a comic.
Why not?
About Henry Rollins, because I forget, like, Henry Rollins is an interesting fucking character as well.
Yeah.
But he's hard to find his music to listen to, because I think he just likes selling the physical kind of things with it. Although, kind of like sinking into something that we were talking about previously as well, when we were talking about streaming versions. We signed up for Tidal the other day because Spotify has been driving us fucking up the wall. It's been annoying Laura for a lot longer than it's been annoying me, but
yeah, I love the way it's been annoying me forever, and you're like, shut up and suck it up, and then the minute it starts annoying you, you're like, fuck this, we're signing up for Tidal. No, I was having the same
issues with it, where it just takes where I was like, well, just be patient with it booting up and doing this and doing that. But there was stuff after we got hacked, and there was like a few other bits and pieces, and I looked into it, and like the hacking thing apparently is extremely common on it. I was like, no, this is it shouldn't be just something where it's like, oh, we have a thing where you can sign everyone out, just change your password. It shouldn't be that.
No, it shouldn't be that much hassle
with it.
I'm really liking Tidal at the moment. It's like it boots up immediately. There's really nice features on it where you tell it what you like, obviously enough, and you download all your favourite artists, your favourite albums and all the rest, and it kind of goes, right, okay, you like this album, here's other albums that are related to this album, and it's not specifically related to the artist, it's related to the specific album.
Yeah.
Because I've gone in and obviously, I'm a big Metallica fan, so I've gone in and I've kind of gone, right, here's Kill 'Em All, and it gives you different thrash albums. You go into like say one of their acoustic albums, and it kind of goes, right, okay, here's all the acoustic albums that are related to that, and it's a completely different list. So it gives you really good recommendations.
They give influences and stuff. Yeah, I'm actually really surprised with it because for a long I was like, fuck Tidal, and as well,
I thought it was more geared towards sort of rap and sort of hip hop.
But even with that, it was just I thought that the way people go on about it, because there's not a free option to it. A lot of people shit on it saying it's too expensive because it's not free, and it's like it's the same fucking price as all the rest of them.
Yeah, it's paid for a streaming service.
But and as well, it seemed to be kind of geared main because they have this thing on it now where it's master tracks, where it's like extremely high audio,
like
kind of like audio, thing, so which is better than most of the others, which is like what they try and aim towards. Where it's like, that thing don't interest me. But you're Spotify true and true, aren't you?
I have been, yeah, because like I hadn't really looked at Tidal as an option, and I remember you were talking about Amazon Prime Music before and saying
Amazon was alright for a while, yeah.
You were saying it was alright, but there was some, like, the algorithms weren't great on and whatnot, so
it's the search and the fucking recommendations are dire on Amazon.
The recommendations I would say on Tidal are spot fucking on. They're really good.
Really, are they better or just kind of on par with Spotify's kind of...
They're
better than Spotify.
Really?
Better than Spotify, yeah. I can't get over it. Like, I was really shocked with it because I wasn't expecting much. I thought it was like, well, because they have a thing at the moment where it's like £4 for 4 months of any plan. So you can do what we're doing is like the family plan, which is normally say 50, where it's like you can have up to 5 accounts on it or something like that.
So I have a separate account to Wayne, so my choices won't affect his choices.
Yeah, so kind of like for that, it's fucking crazy. I'm really surprised by how quick it kind of boots up the quality of the thing, the recommendations, really, because that's why I didn't want to go away from Spotify, because I was like, Amazon Prime, terrible. And it's like, oh, you like Metallica, maybe you like Billie Eilish, and it's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
But whereas Tidal, it's like really weird artists as well on it, and then it goes deep into them, and then they have music videos as well, they have documentaries and concerts as well. Like video stuff.
Yeah, but no, the recommendations are absolutely spot on. Like it's proper deep dive into, right, okay, you're listening to this, if you're liking this album and this artist, you will also like this album and this artist, and these are the influencers of this artist, this is who they have been influenced by, and if you like them, you will also like this, and you should listen to this.
It's very in-depth.
It's
brilliant. So what are the plans on it at the moment?
It's the same as Spotify. It's like $9 or $10 for like the individual plan. Same as Spotify. Then it's like 15, I think, for the family kind of thing, which is you can have like multiple accounts on the thing. But it's like the deal at the moment is like £4, so it's £1 a month for any plan. And like, so they have ones where it's like high quality audio stuff, where it's like the actual master recordings. That would have been kind of like before, it's like pre-CD or like that, which is like the highest quality that you can get, which is like $20 a month, but you can still get that for £1. Like, I wouldn't have any interest in something like fucking $20 I think a month, unless you're
proper audiophile kind of thing.
Which I suppose even at that though, if you were buying like a record,
it is, it's a really good deal, in fairness. Like, I mean, because if you are into it and if you're listening on proper decent headphones and all the rest, I mean, like that's amazing. Like, do you know what I mean? But I mean, for us, it's probably worthwhile having, as I said, the family plan, because I mean, it just keeps our sort of musical interest separate. So like, my playlist is not similar,
but it's not
quite overlapping. So it just stops my playlist polluting yours and your playlist polluting mine, kind of a thing. So you can go off and listen to your shit, and I can listen to my shit, and you're not just like, oh my god, Laura, fuck off.
But as well, just to try it for the 4 months anyway.
Exactly. A new trial, because we've tried the other main streaming services, so I might as well try this one.
That's the thing, It's like, I mean, Amazon, for the speed that Amazon loads things up, it was really quick, but it's just trying to find anything on it was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Then you have the opposite with Spotify, where it just takes forever to load things up, and as well, just things stopping in the middle of playing it. And the whole hacking thing really put me off, where we got the account hacked.
The slowness you've talked about before, I've never really experienced it myself. Closest I've got to it now is every now and again I'll be trying to listen to music I have downloaded, and you see like this like wheel kind of going. It's like, just connecting to the internet. I'm like, you don't need to connect to the internet.
Yeah, that does my head in a little bit.
It's rare, but